Welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We are fortunate to have on the line with us football coach Bubba Mcdowell. Coach, how you doing today, sir? And thank you for taking time out to come meet with us today.
I'm good, man. I'm good. God bless to be here, man. Absolutely. How are you doing?
Sir. Man, I'm okay, man.
Yes.
I'm still scratching my head, I'll be quite honest with you, but I'm okay, and we're going to move forward. And I know that you didn't have to do this. You weren't committed to it, and I appreciate you coming on, and I promise you I'm not going to hold you no longer than what we need to, but I just want to get your feedback and make sure that you're okay and get what's the plans in the future for Coach McDowell, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that being said, it's no secret now that the athletic director golf decided to go in a different direction. Technically, it was not a firing; it was just not a reloading of the extension of a contract. Did you see this coming?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, probably right after the FAM game. You know, we brought in the office as staff and kind of went over what happened at the end of the game, and we all just came to a conclusion that, you know, we all saw what we saw, and he was going to send it into the SWAC office, you know, with his thoughts. And so again, right after that, you know, excuse me, it was pretty much said at that particular time we got to pretty much run the table, you know, for our job to be secure at that particular time. So finish strong, yeah.
Okay, so in other words, there was an obvious warning before destruction, if you would, message that unless AB happens, CD is bound to be next.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, like I say, you know, they made the decision, and again, it's, you know, you and I know, and those that know football know this is part of the business. Whatever reason that they did it, again, whether, you know, again, with how they did it, why they did it. I mean, again, as I always tell guys, you know, even some of the kids that I talked to, you know, after the process happened, I said, look, we'll never know what, you know, the true reason why. Only can give you what he told me, you know. Do I agree with it? No, absolutely not, because, again, you know, it's at the end of the day, I was there. I was committed to Prairie View. Again, I know it's been 13 years, and you know, that's a long time. You know, and coaching, you know, for a guy to be there, but you know, I was there because I love being there. One, and I can honestly say that, and you know, to given that opportunity by Dr. Ruth to put me in that position, trust me, with, you know, trying to bring a winning program there at PV again since 2009. You know, I thank her for that. You know, did it happen? Of course not. It was close. Yes, 2 times, even closer last year. Did it happen? Absolutely not. But again, I'm grateful for the opportunity to have had that head title there, and just seeing what I can do with it. Again, of course, it didn't go the way we planned it, Mike. We lost a lot of dudes up front, some really, really good football players up front. And again, coming into this game, this season, we knew that, you know, we were going to be hurting on offense. You know, and sure enough, they're on that front line, young guys, inexperienced guys, you know, new offense, you know, guys trying to get grasp of it, you know, with Coach Wheaton bringing in his new system. So had a lot of things going against us. Defensively, again, just played really well the whole season long. But again, things that we should have did, of course, you know, didn't do offensively, even defensively at times. You know, it didn't happen for whatever reason. So, like, you know, I don't know. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, it was like during the course of the season as we kept going, we losing these close games. I'm like, golly, man, you know, I don't believe in superstition. I'm like, this might got something over us, man.
I know so well.
Yeah, we're losing these games so close, you know, but then, you know, come back and win against Northwestern the way we did it, you know, holding those guys to 4 down on the 2-yard line, 1-yard line, Yeah, man, it was just awesome to win that one with Grambling in 5 overtimes. So again, then come back, beat, two Southland teams, beat Texas A&M Commerce, for homecoming, which was big for us, guys. We all thought we was back on that winning track consistently anyway, And but again, like I say, it didn't happen. But again, I thought for sure that we can go into those last 3 games, and win them, And shoot, God, we had our chances. Then of course, something bad happened again. With when we had a chance to get the ball back, and young man made a mistake. And then it cost us. It cost us, against Alcorn. Even against down the stretch, got in field goal range to again being able to kick the field goal, but then we decided to pass twice. And again. So little things like that happen, and Jaden drops the ball. So it happened, it was done, over with. So, and we know at that particular time, at the end of that game, it was reality. It was reality walking into the locker room, telling the guys, spoke with them, congratulating them on a good season, an okay season. Of course, it could have been better. Definitely talked about that. Guys trying to get them, hey, just stay together. At the end of the day, things gonna be okay. Of course, it wasn't what you wanted, wasn't what we wanted as coaches, but that's part of the game. You learn from it, you pick up from it, you learn from it. Those that are still there, going with the next coach that's going to be there. You take those losses and those attitudes and memories, and you build on it. Guys that are leaving, hey, you do the exact same thing as I told them. You build on it. You're going to remember, this situation. You're going to remember this season, and you're going to have some good points and not so good points at times, throughout the course of the season that you're going to remember. You take those bad ones, you improve on it. You take those good ones, and you improve on it even more. So, that's where we are, and again, can't go back and change it. So it's on to the next thing, Mike.
Right. We're talking with football coach Bubba Mcdowell, former head coach of the Prairie View University Panthers. You mentioned earlier you spent 13 years in one place. That's a long time. You've seen a lot come and go, and as a coach, personally, as a man, you, as I said, metamorphed through some things. What do you see, Bubba, 13 years down the road, prior to the 13 years coming at Prairie View, and what do you take away from this experience?
I mean, there's a lot of things, Mike, that still needs to be changed, and I'm just saying this to your audience. I definitely appreciate those that stood behind me. Gave me the things I needed this season, even just to get the guys that we brought in there, like James Burns, that's the Chris Fords, Miss Carla, Charles Swindell, Gerald Rito, and all these guys, ladies and gentlemen, did what they said they was going to do for us, NIL stuff, helping us, should I say, get these guys in. So it was I can't thank them enough. And again, I know there are others that from day one didn't want me there, but again, that's that's their prerogative. Of course, they want somebody else there, and I get it. Not just that PV, but it's stronger. The minds are stronger mentally at PV for wanting their own in there, or again, just someone that they want in there. And I say to those that that PV has, and I've always thought that even when starting with Heist there, then going through 3 coaches, that again we've always said that PV is a gold mine, and I really believe that they will be back there in the championship room again, if they get the right person in there and give him what he needs to succeed, from housing, from scholarships, well, not scholarship, but just NIL money, because that's where we at right now. We're in that era now where you're competing for kids, and And that's unfortunate, but that's where we are. So we got to be able to, they got to be able to be able to compete with other schools going in. Because, again, we had guys that we thought would change the program, but, again, just got outbidded by other schools. And, again, that's when some of the other guys that I mentioned earlier, came in and said, hey, we're going to help you out, try to get what you can. Of course, by that time, everything was gone. But, again, just taking care of that side of it, Mike, alone, it would definitely help going forward. Again, you want to be able to give these young men and young ladies, a great college experience. And I truly believe still to this day that it can happen. Again, we just got to get with the right people and make sure that it happens. Again, I don't know who's making all the decisions over there, but again, I just plead with you guys, as alumni, you guys got to get behind the president, Madam President LeGrand. You got to get behind AD Golf, and administrator, and give them what they ask for. Again, I do believe, whoever you bring in, again, hoping somebody good, that, and I know Coach, I could call him Coach, because he's kind of like a coach out there with some of these guys. He came in and started, talking with these guys, asking him to talk with these guys, and guys love him over there. Kids love him, should I say. So not only just the guys, but the females as well, because he's like what they call, he's the player's coach, but he's a player's AD, he gets along with these kids, and that's something we desperately needed going into this year, to this season. And I could see it was a big success on that part because a lot of kids were happy. But on the other side, a lot of things still needed to get taken care of. And again, I plead with you guys as alumni, again, the good and the bad, it happened. It's going to continue to happen. But I think a lot of good can help if you guys, all the guys, alumni, from the young to the middle age to the old, they all got to come together and put their resources together and put PV, on the map again. They got one championship, but I truly believe that they can win more, with the help of the alumni base. Again, you got the Dallas base, you got the Los Angeles, you got the Houston, you got the other small group of guys, like I said, the young, the old, the middle age. Again, figure out how everybody can work together for one common goal. And that is, again, to change the outcome of PV right now. And again, that's helping AD. I don't care what AD you get in there, he has to have your support. I don't care what president you have in there, he or she has to have your support, alumni base, and that's where you guys, that's where they're gonna come in and be that important key to how successful PV is going to be going forward from this day.
And if I may translate that, regardless who's in the quote-unquote big chair, PV has to support its own.
They do. And obviously, very, very proud university, and rightfully so. Again, I mean, you want your own in there. And, I heard a lot of names being thrown around, and all these names are great names, man. KJ Black, Sam Snead, Fred McNair, again, they're all, and some others that are out there being thrown around that capable of definitely, winning, getting a winning team back over there, But again, it doesn't matter, the guys you bring in, if they can't recruit properly, can't compete with other guys, especially now with the NIL deal, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard with these young men getting molded. Again, unless you just got that guy like Dion that they want to bring in there and just want to play for, they're not going to take a hold. But again, there's no, you don't have many like that. That guy's gone. He came in SWAC and did a heck of a job, and Coach Prime is now, at Colorado doing a heck of a job. So, whoever they bring in, as I reiterate, just I plead, just give them help. Give them help, and I really believe it'll turn around.
Right.
So we're close, but again, like you said, no cigar. So.
Right. I have a viewpoint on NIL, especially on our level. A lot of people, they hear these NIL deals, like I read a couple of weeks ago, where a high school quarterback got a commitment, an NIL commitment of $10 million, hadn't even played a down yet. Now that's serious NIL money. That's it. You're in the belly. You were in the belly of the beast. On what's a realistic NIL number on our level? Let me just
on our level, I would say right around between 15 to 2,000. I mean, with on our level, again.
I mean a total NIL budget or per player.
Per player, per player. Again, we as coaches, again, talking to some of the guys from from Georgia, he was just talking about how, and I will not mention his name, but again, he was just talking about how Kirby was talking about, the NIL deal, and you got a guy that's starting making less than a freshman out there that just came in, and he was like, and Kirby was like, oh no, that can't happen. So they were going to try to do something to change that, put some type of bylaws in going forward. And I haven't talked with him since then, but they may have. I'm pretty sure they have already done that by now. Where again, if my guy's a starter, nobody else is coming in to this system that's brand new. It's going to be making more than the starters at that particular point. And again, now you got the new 105 number for everybody, and 83 for 63 for others, depending on the division. So it's gonna be a lot of kids that's still going to be in the order even more now. Before us, again, I'd say between 50. It might be, and again, just depending on the timing of it. Kids trying to get somewhere and can't get nowhere. Then you don't have to. You're gonna be able to hold them to the fire now and say, hey, you know what? No, this is all I got. But no, if you want to play, let's go. I'm gonna give it to you. Let's go ahead and sign. Get in here. Let's go to work. And then, that kid now has that option, like, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? Do I want to take that chance? Hoping that, something bigger going to come up. So you kind of got those factors into play right now.
Okay, and the scary part about all this, there is no accountability for an NIL deal today. A kid could sign with you today, and if I offer him a nickel more tomorrow, he'll flip that and leave with me, and literally leave with the money and come get my money and don't have anything to have to deal with the consequences of that.
Well, I think that's what I'm talking about, going back what Kirby and him was talking about. So again, now what I think is going to be put into place and which should be, again, that kid, just say again, you come in, you give him an NIL deal, and he all of a sudden he wants to go somewhere else all of a sudden, kind of like what we did with Mcdowell, the quarterback that went to McNeese. Again, he didn't sign anything; it was just a verbal agreement. But once you sign, again, he wants to go follow out, take off, want to go next year, but you still got the NIL money. Now that NIL money is canceled once he go to. Once he goes to under the new rules, I would hope that, in the bylaws or the rule, they would say, hey, you know what, if you leave here, boom, it's automatically canceled if you're not playing for whatever reason. Because, they're putting stipulations in there now and I think it's very important, again, if the kid's not doing what he's supposed to do, within that university class, behavior, all these type of things, I think they should be punished, and by taking some of that money away from them. Again, what they do with the money now comes a big factor. You talk about that part of it, because I remember, like, on the NFL side of it, when we get fined, we can donate it to a favorite charity, and that might be something that could be done on the college level as well. If a kid gets fined, say, you know what, hey, I'm gonna take that money and give it to your favorite charity or whatever the case may be, or we'll put it back into the pool or the NIL deal and just kind of go from there. But also, I would say, you also make it a rule too now. I think because you get a lot of kids coming in making all this money. And I'm just hearing this with just different coaches across the country, and it's hard to manage them because they're making all this type of money, and kids that haven't had this type of money, before, and you can't tell them what to do. And, and you're always going to hear this deal about, as coaches, do your due diligence, get to know these kids as much as possible, so you know what you're getting, before they get here. So that gives you an opportunity to sign them or not sign them, depending on their background check. Well, some universities got more money to do full background checks on these kids, and as well as the smaller schools. You got to rely on the coaches, your friends that may know this kid, or a friend that may know this kid, get some background checks on them. But at the end of the day, I think too, the kids get in there and just be a total disruption to the team. Coming around being that dude, kind of like I had to do this year. I had to get rid of 2 guys, because it was just. Again, I don't like doing it, but I tried to save a couple of kids, but I couldn't do it because they were just being just so bad, Mike, to the point where they didn't give me a chance, and I love giving everybody a second, third chance, but then at the end of the day, you gotta make that hard decision as a head coach. You're gonna let him disrupt the team even more, or you're gonna get rid of him. Sure enough, our team changed totally, once these guys was kind of got out of there, and again, some guys make it sooner and some guys make it, later. But at the end, I still think too that for that reason, you have to, now that's going to hurt your APR. That's what a lot of coaches are have been talking about as well. And I've always said, we got to be able with this APR deal. If you got this transfer portal deal coming in, and boom, you got the kid come in, boom, now all of a sudden he wants to leave. Now at some point that's gonna hurt your APR, And so my thing is like, let's get rid of the APR. Let's figure out a way so we can maintain the GPA. But the APR hurts because we got so many kids coming in. Boom, you got so many kids rolling out, and that really hurts the APR. Now you're going to possibly get on suspension, depending on where you're at. Now, we've been pretty good with our APR the last several years. But, again, just going forward, that might be one way, we can, help the universities, manage these young men and young ladies coming in and out, through the transfer portal, Just a thought.
Right. Now, Bubba, you had time to reflect since everything that's taken place, and I've always liked the fact that you were keeping people accountable and letting them, do their thing. You hired them to coach and, do their job, and then you trust them to do their job. When you reflect on your head coaching run here at Prairie View, is there anything that you would do different, and if so, why?
Yeah, again, and that was one of the deals that was said or being said, that I was just too soft. I'm gonna just be honest with you, based on what they were saying, as far as the coaching and the kids, and I just want to just make this clear with people out there. Our kids were not what y'all thought they were. I know a lot of things being said about these kids, being undisciplined, and believe me, they were not undisciplined. Yeah, they were like any other kids out there when they celebrate, and I don't want to get into the logistics of it because it really doesn't matter at this point. But let me just say this, that our kids did not start all these fights that everybody claimed that we did and that we was undisciplined. Again, I don't know if that was I know that was one of the key factors in me not coming back, not being, should I say. But, again, I'm a little disappointed with that because, again, I don't think it's fair to blame our kids when we look at video and we see exactly what's happening out there on the field. And, even at the Northwestern game, it was just crazy. Then, me and the coach being proactive, and then through our W game, these kids, and that started from pre-game coaches, our guys kicking, coaches their coach throw our football over to the sideline. So I'm walking over there, and man, all of a sudden, I'm like, dude, why you do that? What I tell you, if you do that again, something's gonna happen. I said, no, ain't nothing gonna happen. You're just gonna, keep doing that. So I just, long story short, I just went and got my guy. Said, hey man, kick the other way, like that, But then throughout the course of the whole game, kids calling out our kids on the sideline, almost like racial slurs, almost, and so it continues to feed into these young men. So that's why we decided at that game, like, hey, you know what, man, these guys still talking. Now they went up on us like in that after that middle third quarter, went up on us like, just back-to-back punt returns. So they, now they just talking mad stuff. And again, I get it, it's football like that. So for us to de-escalate the problem, we say, we'll coaches go shake hands, we'll send the players in. But we get blamed for being, I can't find a word for it, but I guess undisciplined enough to even go shake their hand. It was nothing like that, ladies and gentlemen. Just more of us being proactive to keep things from happening, like it happened this past weekend with several teams throughout the course of at the end of the game. That's what we didn't want to happen. But again, everybody wants to blame, I won't say HBCU, but again, just like we don't, in our league, that we don't have discipline of our kids, where you see it happening all over the country. And last week was a prime example, like several fights that broke out in games. So again, it's not just us; it's all over, all over the country. And
no doubt.
And to answer your question, yeah, I would definitely do a whole lot of things different. Again, but that's me learning. 3 years as a head coach, a lot different when you look at it from assistant head coach to you being the guy. When you think you see it all, you're taking notes down what Dooley does. You're taking notes down what Heist did. You're taking notes down what Willie did, and then you're talking to other coaches at these conferences, and you jot down things and hoping that you got a good handle on it. But it's a lot different when you're at the head of it. Things come at you real fast, and you got to learn. You got to learn quickly on the run, because you're not only managing coaches, players. You're doing other stuff throughout the whole. And
I'm gonna add this, and too many times on our level, head coaches are doing more than just coaching and stuff that they shouldn't be worried about, but they have to worry about, whether it's lack of resources, lack of support, or just not enough hands to get around to make things happen. So it's a multi-level of things, and I say that. And I want to say thank you for your service at Prairie View, your accessibility with you and your staff throughout the tenure. Known you long enough where I can call you brother. And I don't know if you remember this. You said, Mike, I'll give you one mulligan to call me by my government name. And I don't think I called in on it, Mr. Leonard Mcdowell, but I do appreciate you, man. And I want to give you some closing thoughts or comments or anything that you'd like to share with our listening audience right now, man.
Yeah, and again, I appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate those that definitely will stand in my back corner, in the corner, backing me up, and those that did. And again, I get it. I mean, you guys do what you have to do to get your university, that coach that's going to help you get back to a championship. Again, that could be Frazier, that could be, McNair, KJ, or whoever it may be. And I just say this: I truly appreciate the time there, the opportunity there. Who knows? You may see me again. You just never know in this football realm. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm pretty sure you got some phone calls coming in, my man.
Yeah, in a different capacity. But let me say, and just to be clear, you asked me earlier, I don't know if I actually answered it, but if things I would do differently, again, and that would be more involved, not letting the outside little things take me away from the actual football side of it. And as far as making more and better decisions going forward, I learned a whole lot throughout these 3 years as a head coach to make better decisions going forward, and that's what it's all about, from offense to defense to special teams and all that. So I definitely got smarter as a head coach going forward. But let me also say this again. I said it earlier in the broadcast, guys. I keep saying as if I'm there, but Fairview, look, you guys got to come together, and I'm pleading with you guys. Not as a coach. Now I'm just as a fan. I see a lot of potential over there, and I'm gonna say it again. You got to give Eddie Goff some help. You got to give, Madam President help, from what I hear, she's doing a heck of a job over there changing things, but we have to be willing to change for the better. And I really believe if we do that, you guys come together, change the mentality, like, one group over here, one group over there, another group over there, who's going to be the best at doing this, instead of just coming together, putting all your resources together, making it one big resource where the new guy can come in and grab from just one big group of guys, whoever that may be, or two groups. But again, those two groups still have to be on the same page. I really believe that, things will get a whole lot better really, really fast.
Okay. Well, look, my man, thank you on behalf of PV Nation. Thank you on behalf of the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and thank you on behalf of the Prince family.
I'm sorry. One last thing. Let's figure out how to get our students in the stands. I've seen that too many times, where we don't have our student body in the stand, and I see all these other different, schools, just packed from, one side to the other side. We got to figure out. I think that's another big factor. We have to figure out how to get our student body back in the stands, to cheer these young men and young ladies on going forward. Because again, it makes a big difference when you're being cheered on by these student bodies, sitting behind you and cheering you on against the other opponent, man. It makes a huge difference. Sorry
about it. No, you're okay. Well, since you put that out there, do you have a suggestion or two that you would like to see us try?
I don't, man. I mean, I know basketball does it well. They're giving out like little gifts here and there, but again, I don't know. With football, the time strain is really, really quick. Especially with the band, or sometimes you have both bands there. So I don't know. At a timeout or something, you're giving away a prize, for these young men and women that are in the stand. Again, hey, as I know, dealing with business, you do something good and the kids see it. They go back and tell the other kid, oh, we did this at PV. They gave this away. They gave that away. Like earlier, we gave TVs. I gave TVs away, in a raffle deal. So it was. Again, little things like that goes a long way with these young men and young ladies, man. So again, that's just one thing, but I'm sure that's why they got marketing people on campus, and that's what they do best. So they just need to figure out how to again just get them back in the stands, to cheer these young men and young ladies on. Because I saw it, man. Even when we was at Alabama, I was getting in the stands. I'm like, golly, nobody know. And I actually talked with my buddy about it. So man, it's been like that. It's been like that. They only come out for the big games. And I said, yeah, we got to figure out how to stop just, not just the big games. We got to figure out how to get them, here, at least, we got 5 games on. We got to have at least 4 big outings, bodies in the stands. So again, that's for marketing to figure it out. I'm sure they will going forward. And it's very important. It's a big deal. Believe me, it is a big deal when they see those kids and in the stands cheering them on.
No doubt. Well, look, my man, I'm hold your feet to the fire. Promise me that you'll keep in contact with me.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely.
Okay, it's been a joy to serve with you, and for you to even come back and do this. You didn't have to. Wasn't no forced deal. And matter of fact, with the truth be told, you recommended that we do this. So
Yeah.
I'm all for that. I'm very appreciative, and I know great things are ahead of you in the future. And thank you for your time, sir. The Prairie View, he is Coach Bubba McDowell, former head coach of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. This has been a special episode, and we appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and follow me on Twitter X at the Mike Prince Show. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.